Well, folks, welcome back. And hopefully I'm coming through alright. We're working with some technical issues here. But, I thought I would take this time to play a little bit of Forge. I haven't done it in a while on the stream. And I thought I would go over a new deck. I mean, not much of a new deck for me. I built it maybe about a month or so ago. But I'd like to show it off, play a little bit of it. It's been a little while, so let's jump into it. Let's see if you folks can see that. You can't. Let's see. Oh, it does. Getting back into. Let's see. Capture method. Is that? This used to work. Just trying to figure it out if we can. Let's try that. No, that didn't do it. Oh, we're working with some technical issues here. And if I can't show you guys this, so I can't show this to you. Oh, is it opening as a? It's opening as a new window or something. Let's see if we can try to get. Oh, there we go. Okay, you're finally seeing the deck. Wow, that was quite a struggle. I think that was OBS, not. Well, I mean a mixture of OBS and Forge there. So yeah, this is a Tom Bombadil deck, and can we even see Tom Bombadil in here? See, I'm getting back into the swing of things here. I don't even know if you could see Tom Bombadil. Oh, here it's here, group, search. No, that's that. Oh, you know where? Maybe I have to go to edit. Let's try to. And now you can't see it at all. It takes you there. And if we go to deck editor, of course, now you don't need to. Yeah, that should be a little bit easier for you guys to see it. Let's see. Tom Bombadil. Okay. And then Commander. Here we go. Oh boy, that was a struggle there, folks. So we got Tom Bombadil as the commander here, and as you can see, what he does is he's 5 colors, 4/4, legendary creature, God Bard, and as long as there are 4 or more lore counters among sagas you control, Tom Bombadil has hexproof and indestructible. Whenever the final chapter ability of a saga you control resolves, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a saga card. Put that card onto the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh, I didn't even know this. I was noticing that he would trigger, and then he would trigger for some sagas but not others. And I'm now reading this ability triggers only once each turn. Is probably the reason why I've noticed he only goes off once each turn. So I have to keep that in mind. So the way that this works is basically, and you can, if you look up on EDH Rec or wherever, you'll see a bunch of sagas in the deck, in decks that people have built, and I put a lot of those in here as well, and this is based off of, I think it's a deck from Game Nights, whenever they played this deck. I basically used that as a template and then swapped in and out some of my own cards. So as a template, I kind of started with that, and it was a bunch of sagas, and you can see I still keep a bunch of the sagas in here. Make a little bit of room so we can look at this a little bit easier. But I also wanted to... I had a bunch of Enchantment Matters cards just kind of laying around. So I wanted to kind of build the deck involving a lot of those. You can see here Zur isn't normally in a Tom Bombadil deck. I don't think Bello is either. But I wanted to, I wanted to involve a lot of those cards in here. I think I changed around some of the mana base a little bit, just with what I had laying around. So a lot of this is, I had stuff laying around, and then I bought some saga cards to fit in here. So let's go over, well, I guess we'll go over, I'm not going to go over every card, obviously, because there's a lot here. But I will go over, there's a couple of, I think Eidolon of Blossoms, draws you a card whenever an enchantment enters. There's, Nissian Wanderer, will grab you a land from the top 3, and I actually really don't like Nissian Wanderer. Just as you'll see, there's a lot of card draw and in this deck, and if you're drawing a land also every time an enchantment enters, you do have the option of not doing it. But then I always find that there's always a time where I'm like, ooh, I want one of those other 2 cards that aren't the land, and then it ends up shuffling away those 2 cards from the top of the library. And I think there's in fact some cards that let you pull things to the top of your library in here, I think. And so this guy kind of just interferes with that. So I think he would be an easy replacement in here. Let me see, I want to say this was probably something that I added in Archon of Sun's Grace. You get a 2/2 white Pegasus every time an enchantment enters, with lifelink. I think it has, enchantment. Oh yeah, he gives Pegasus's lifelink, so they all get lifelink. So if we go to just the enchantments here, and I think I do the thing of I always put in, there's 3 or 4 cards that I always put into every commander deck. If I have the colors, there's every commander color, then it's gonna get Cyclonic Rift, Rhystic Study, Smothering Tithe, the usual. Do I have I don't actually have a counterspell in here. That usually gets slotted in. And Command Tower, you got your the artifact somewhere around here. This is just generic spells. Do I have a... Oh, do I not have a, I don't... see that I have a soul ring in this deck. Did I somehow manage to leave out a soul ring? Oh my goodness, what have I done? That needs to go in every deck. I guess I might have left it out. My mistake. So I guess maybe that's what I'll swap out that Nissian Wanderer for. But so you can see, I have those usual things. And the good thing about this deck is, because two of those cards, the Smothering Tithe and the Rhystic Study are enchantments in and of themselves. They enter, they get you, they trigger all those things. You know, the Historian's Boon gives you a 1/1 every time an enchantment enters. And one that I didn't see on here that I think I shoved in. Yeah, Sigil of the Empty Throne. I think I've played against the AI and it had this thing out, and it gets really wild. You know, it's expensive. It's a 5 mana, but it gets you a 4/4 white angel with flying every time an enchantment enters. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this deck is, you know, enchantments entering, triggering a thing. And then, so some of the other cards that I added in here, that I don't believe are kind of the standard for Tom Bombadil. I added Kruphix, God of Horizons. And he's indestructible. He's not a creature as long when you don't have devotion to green or blue less than 7. But he always has, you have no maximum hand size. And if you lose unspent mana, that mana becomes colorless instead. So the reason why I put him in here is because I kept finding with this deck, without him in it, I was constantly discarding to hand size. So there's a ton of card draw in this deck. And I just felt bad every time I had to discard down. Now, I should say there is some backup shenanigans, some graveyard shenanigans you can do as kind of a backup if you're discarding a lot. One of them is the Bath Song, and when the Bath Song hits its the end of its the third lore counter on it, it shuffles any number of cards in your graveyard into your library. So when I was discarding hand size, or if you end up discarding hand size, you can just put all that stuff back into your library. And the other card is Dance of Mance. Dance of the Mance. And it says it's a sorcery, it's X, 1 white, 1 blue, and it says return up to X target artifacts and or non-aura enchantments from... Return up to X target artifacts and or non-aura enchantment cards, each with mana value X or less, from your graveyard to the battlefield. If X is 6 or more, those permanents are 4/4 creatures in addition to their other types. So the way this would work is you're discarding a lot, you have a lot in your graveyard, you play the Bath Song completes, shuffles away your library. You only have the Bath Song in your library at that point. It doesn't shuffle itself back in. Then you play Dances of Mance, and you get back the Bath Song. Dances of Mance goes into your graveyard. Bath Song comes back out. You can, and any cards that have come out since then you could pull out of there too. But mainly you want to get the Bath Song out of graveyard, goes back onto the field, Bath Song completes, shuffles Dances of Mance, and all your graveyard back into your library again. So you can kind of get a cycle going with the both of those. But I found that the better solution was to just use Kruphix. The only downside with Kruphix is that you can mill yourself. And like I said, you're drawing a lot of cards, so it's definitely possible to mill yourself with this deck. I would just say maybe find a way to kill Kruphix, and that will probably solve your problem there. The other card that I saw folks not running in this deck, Zur Enchant Eternal Schemer. And he has enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, and Hexproof. And it can, for 1 and a white, it can turn a non-aura enchantment into a creature. I don't usually use the... I don't usually turn things into creatures with his activated ability. I mainly just put him out, first off, because he's a 1/4 with flying, so it does block flying. And, you know, 4 is a bit chunky for a blocker. That's a decent blocker. And the other part of this, and it'll become clear when I explain Bello, Bard of the Brambles. And I don't know if Bello, Bard of the Brambles was high in the list of cards being run with Tom Bombadil on EDH Drac, but I will say this Bello, Bard of the Brambles is the, you know, is the bomb of this deck. I will say he is the key card that beyond Bombadil can do really crazy things. So what he does is, during your turn, each non-enchantment artifact and or aura enchantment, or non-aura enchantment, with you control with mana value 4 or greater is a 4/4 elemental creature, in addition to its other types, and has indestructible haste, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That is crazy in this deck, because you can see how many of these enchantments here. Historian's Boon, Smothering Tithe, a ton of these different sagas. You have even more sagas over here, more enchantments, Sigil of the Empty Throne. All of them suddenly turn into indestructible creatures on your turn. And when they hit someone, you draw a card. And that's the crazy part. That's why you're drawing so many cards in this deck. If you can find Bello. And that might actually be why you might want to sub out maybe Nissen Wanderer with something that can just hunt down, that can get Bello either onto the field or into your hand, or even to the top of your deck. But yes, I would say definitely that's where it starts getting crazy. And then if you have him and Zur, then Zur gives all them hexproof and lifelink and death touch, and it just spirals out of control. So the other part of this deck, I would say, is trying to manipulate counters, and to that end, there are some things that work well. I'll say Hex Parasite can really do a number on getting counters off of sagas to replay saga abilities. Scholar of the New Horizon, once per turn you can get a get a counter off of a saga, but Hex Parasite can take multiple counters off of multiple sagas. And Goldberry is not very good, I'll be honest. I think it's a good flavor win, I think you're keeping in the you know, the Lord of the Rings universe with her, but she pulls one counter off per turn, but then needs to move that counter to somewhere else before she can pull another counter. So basically, once every 2 turns, she can pull off a Saga counter. It's not great. Scholar of the New Horizon can pull off 1 per turn and gets you a land. So that's pretty nice. And I think we also have Nesting Grounds. You can pull off a permanent, pull off a Saga counter once per turn, and it takes a mana as well, so it's, you know, a little bit worse than it's actually a lot worse than Scholar of New Horizon, but I will say I'm actually pretty happy with this mana base though. You know, all the little enchantments here will do some mana fixing. We also have a Sanctum Weaver will get you, well, I think it gets you a bunch of, well, it gets you 1 of any color. That's pretty good. At least 1 of any color. You probably get more with this deck. But Dryad of the Ilson Grove, and let's see, the World Tree. If you have either of those on the battlefield, then suddenly all of your lands tap for whatever mana you want. Well, with the World Tree, I'll also add in that you need to have 6 lands out, but you should have 6 lands out by the time you're getting the World Tree out. By the time you're needing to use all 5 colors. I will say the one downside of the World Tree is that this sack ability at the end to get God cards, you can only really get Kruphix, which isn't a bad thing to get, but I don't think I've ever activated that ability. It's very expensive, and it just gets you the 1. I think if I was running a deck with more gods in it, then that might be worth it to use it then, but yeah, right now it's just Kruphix. Alright. So let's jump into it. Let's back out, and then we'll jump into Tom Bombadil here, and we'll play a game and see how it goes. All right. You do, and generally as a rule, I'll always say you want to have green mana. If you're playing 5 colors, you want to have at least 1 green mana. We do have the green mana. We have the 3 visits. I think this is a good hand. Would I want one more? There we go. Another land. Lush Portico. I'm not a big fan of the Surveil mechanic. Generally because I'll look at it. Mana Confluence. Yeah, we want that on top. We definitely want to fix our mana a little bit. Alright. Well, we could play this tapped Triome, but I think we'll do a 3 visits here. And what are we missing? I think we're missing red. Yeah, so we'll grab something with red in it. Actually, preferably, yeah, we'll get a Triome. That's, you know, we're gonna do with 1 mana this turn anyway. And I think it might say tapped. Alright. Ooh, so this is gonna fix all of our mana. That's pretty great. Question is, do we want to get this out, or do we want to get Smothering Tithe? I think we want to get the Smothering Tithe. It's gonna hurt us a little bit, but I think it's gonna be worth it. because I've also noticed the AI, at least in this version of Forge, doesn't pay the, what is it, 2? Yeah, it never pays the 2. So you end up just getting a ton of treasure tokens. Alright, so I think, well, we could play Bombadil now. I think what we'll do, we'll obviously we'll play this land. Yeah, I think we'll get out Tom Bombadil. It is a little bit scary because he is a 4/4, and I'm a little bit worried about AI targeting it. Yeah. Black, we'll pay that. And actually, and this is the great thing about all these treasure tokens now. Well, do I want to leave up Heroic Intervention? No, I think we'll play Fall of Gilead. Whatever color. Actually, what is it? Scry 2. Let's see what we have here. Hex Parasite's good. Eidolon of Blossoms is good too. Let's flip those around, and then we'll get that Eidolon of Blossoms next turn. That'll be nice. Okay. Okay. And I'll generally target things like there's some choose your ring bearer, put 1/1 counters on a thing, that sort of stuff. I'll generally target Tom for it because Tom will eventually get indestructible and hexproof, which is pretty good. Let's see, and there are some, I will say there's a lot of like targeted removal and stealing people's things in these enchantments. Is there anything I want to destroy though? I don't think anything is particularly scary right now. We'll play Eidolon of Blossoms. I think we want to get that down. Draw a card. Yeah, that's the Hex Parasite, of course. And then the question is, do I want to leave up Smothering? Do I want to leave up the Heroic Intervention? I think we'll play this now. The Dryad of the Ilson Grove now. Ooh, that's nice. It's a bit late game. We want to get that, but so okay. So next turn he's gonna draw a card. He's not gonna pay for Smothering Tide, and we're gonna get we're gonna get another treasure token. Then we can pay for Heroic Intervention if need be. Who's the scariest right now? I guess this guy. Not reading any of the things. What does this do? Your attacks now. Oh, he has cumulative upkeep. Well, I don't really care about that. Lifelink. It doesn't have Death Touch. Yeah, we'll hit this guy, I think, right? Yeah, I think we'll hit this guy. Okay. I have enough for Heroic Intervention. Okay. Oh no, 3 cards at random. That's no good. Okay. Oh. that put a lot of triggers on the stack. We have a lot of treasure tokens. Okay. Okay. Target creature controlled when this creature dies. Oh, so we can have him fight. Who do we want to have him fight? Let's say we'll have him fight this thing. Okay. You and target opponent each create a food token. It's the highest life. You have the highest life. You get the food token. Whenever non-proliferate. Yeah, I'll do that. Proliferate isn't extremely useful in this deck, mostly because you generally want to be pulling off lure counters, I should say. You don't want to be adding to them. But because Tom Bombadil has those too, we can just start going crazy. In fact, we'll play. Yes, do that. This. Oh, it needs to be a non-creature. Change control of 2 creatures. Don't feel like we have a creature that I want to exchange control with yet. Unfortunately, yeah, we lost some of these. Wish we had those, but like I said, there are graveyard shenanigans in this deck, so maybe we can get them back. This will play the Hex Parasite in case we need them. What's the second one each player? Create a treasure token. Yeah, and it's not really worth it to Cyclonic Rift yet. I think we'll just leave it, honestly. Yeah, we'll just... Especially because Tom had that damage on him. Okay. So many treasure tokens. Okay. So play the Crumbling Necropolis. Oh yeah, because then we can... Oh, and yeah, see, that's the other good thing about Proliferate is you can add more age counters to increase upkeep. Okay, so he gets one more. Yeah, I don't really want to swap control. I like what we have. I like the things we have. This might be playing it very cautious. But let's swing at... Ooh, he has a 6/6, actually. I'm gonna send Tom Bombadil. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Okay. Okay, emerge. Okay. 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 Who's this attached? Not attached to me. Ooh, he's big. Put any target creature card from defending player under your control. Oh boy. Oh, that's not that amazing. Oh, he's... I'm worried that he's starting to get out of control. Draw a card. For a creature and opponent dies, create a treasure token. Oh boy. Yeah, we gotta... Okay. Gotta take care of that. Okay, now we got one of those spirit tokens can get swapped with someone's thing. First Iron Cloud. That's good. Yeah, we'll do that. Of course, I'm still like looking at the trying to tap mana correctly when it doesn't matter anymore. We get a soldier token. That's even better to swap with someone. Okay, let's Trickster God. Somebody have their commander out. Can I steal a commander? I don't think so. What is this guy? Exhaust. So maybe we'll wait to swap this guy with a commander of some sort. Just looking at their commanders. You folks can't see it. Actually, yeah, now you can see it. So that's his commander. Each player. It's equipment. I don't really want that. Well, I'm trying to knock this guy out, so I don't want to steal his thing. What does this guy have? Vanishing. Exile on there. Okay. Oh. None of these are good commanders to steal. Maybe I'll just steal this thing. This thing's big. We'll just steal that. Looking at all their commanders, they all kind of suck. Okay, we'll add blue, black, whatever, proliferate, and then we'll swap. I will say there is a surprising amount of, like, sagas that will say, like, steal your opponent's other thing. So let's swap. Okay. Have I played a land? I haven't played a land. Let's play a land. Do I want to steal someone's... You know what? We'll add one to this too. And then we'll swap as enchantment. Okay. We'll steal... That's good. It's card draw, too. What does it do? 3 to equip? It's not bad. Ooh, Revel in Riches, though. Oh, what saga would I... What enchantment would I swap for it? I don't want to give him my Smothering Tithe. Doing an enchantment... I don't want that. I think this thing is actually the best. I'll swap it for that. The other great thing is that now these are on different... Oh, I guess this would have taken another turn to go anyway. Oh well. Where did... Oh, yeah, let's put this guy on here. We get an extra. Equip it to Tom. I guess we'll just do this and this, so kind of get them out of sync again, right? This one's 4, this one's, so, okay. Do that, put more on here. I think that gets them out of sync. The Mirror Breaker, play Mirror Breaker. Proliferate on the 1, and now he's indestructible, and he has hexproof. And the Goblin Shaman. And one of the great things about now that we have this out, I can actually just start taking start taking away the lore counters and just repeating the Goblin Shamans. We get a ton of Goblin Shamans out of this, which I think is pretty neat. All right, let's swing in on somebody. Who's getting the brunt of this? You, I think. You're Reveling Riches. Okay, so now he's doing 18 damage. Cool. We knock that guy out. Play this. Yeah, Pippin is just okay in this deck. I mean, he gives protection, but not much else. All right. Oh, it did. I thought I did damage to that person. Am I not supposed to do damage to that person? What does this thing do? Unless one of his or her opponents really don't. Yeah, I did deal damage. So they got knocked out. Does that not count? Okay. Ooh, it's starting to slow a little bit. So many tokens now. And I guess we could Cyclonic Rift and probably be able to kill one of these folks. Ooh, yeah, it's really. I've noticed that about Forge, and I think it's always kind of an issue with it. Is that you get a bunch of tokens, it doesn't quite know how to figure out how to use them. Target player loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. This guy. Okay. Ooh. Get that. Can't block. Do that. Choose my ring bearer. Create another shaman token, and then yeah, now you get to see the really amazing part of this. Let's red, whatever color. Now you can see we now have. Well, I guess it's just the one. Unfortunate. They usually get a whole ton of them that are out here. Smothering Tithe. Yeah, Smothering Tithe is over there. So okay, so we got 2 of them. Let's play Scholar of New Horizons. Play this fella here. Constellation. Yeah, another Triome. These guys. this, I'm gonna cycle it. See if we can get something a little better. What do we got? Oh yeah, this guy's. Throw him. Let's give Shroud. Let's give Shroud to this thing. Green. Not. Wait. Put some there. Right. Draw a card. Okay, he's nice. He gets big. Him. Doesn't matter what color. Oh, I guess we could have used another white floating. Actually, I guess we'll sacrifice this this thing to use the mana. Yes. Okay. Alright, so let's... Oh, I guess we wouldn't have to... Cyclonic Rift? I guess it's not... I guess we'll just swing in with all these folks. Oh yeah, now he's got Indestructible and Haste. You can see with Bello out, you start getting this field that gets huge. It was even before that. Let's see what we got. We rolled a 6. It's lethal that he... No, he didn't. Can he not block with... Can't be blocked with creatures with greater power. Yes, they could have blocked that. I wasn't doing the math there, I guess. Oh, and here we go. Yeah, let's play Cruffix. Get Cruffix on the field. And let's see. So we got Cruffix on the field now. Now we don't have to worry about hand size. Just as our hand was getting out of control. So that's great. And I don't know why it gave me 2 damage even though I did damage to somebody. Is this guy? Yeah, this is the last guy standing. So let's see what he's got. Okay. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be enough to... I guess that's gonna be enough to stop me now. Alright. Oh, see? Dances of... Well, we don't have the bath song yet, so... it's fine. Creator token. Draw more cards. Now you can see it's starting to get out of control. Yeah, I guess we'll throw out some of these lands. We have plenty of lands. Okay. Now we're gonna get look at this guy, and then landfall. You can just see it starts to spiral out of control. This. Just grow all these things. Archon of Sun's Grace, why not? So let's these Sun's Grace, and then let's yeah, just to be sure that we get them. Let's go for blue. It's fine. This should basically, and of course you're gonna do this. think we should be good to knock him out now. Let's send all these, send all the indestructible, all the different enchantment creatures at him. I think that should be enough, right? We'll throw, a couple extra. Never hurts. Well, these guys will make some treasure tokens. Yep. So there you go. As you can see, the Tom Bombadil deck, it kind of, once you get it going, when it starts getting going, it can really start to snowball against other opponents. You could see even though I wasn't, even that not particularly long game, I still had hit max hand size. And that's why I put Crufix in there, because I figured, if you're already drawing enough to be destroying the hand size, you probably will run into Crufix and be able to save your hand. Alright, folks. Well, with that, I guess we'll call it there. And I hope you enjoyed seeing that new deck. The new Tom Bombadil deck that I created. I'll try to remember to put a link to the deck list. Obviously, for some silly reason, excluding Soul Ring that I had forgotten. Alright. Well, I guess I'll catch you on the next one. Adios.